Hello, everyone. It's Tuesday, July 22nd, 2025. William Faulkner, how are you? And we're just hanging out talking. Figured do some streaming on here. I'm working on the new website for the Pro Wrestling Mods. We're going to work on that, get some fixes going, get some deployment going, hopefully. And get some live testing, but, figured we hang out. We're streaming in YouTube. I don't know if it's going to be permanently, if I continue to do this, if YouTube's going to be a regular thing, or if we'll go back to Twitch, but I kind of prefer to be on YouTube, to be completely honest with you. It just makes sense to do it, to be on here. So we're going to hang out. I'm going to answer your questions as much as I can. I know as people come in what question is going to be asked, so until it pops up, I'm not going to bring it up. But today's a somber day. R.I.P. Ozzy. Found a cool instrumental cover of the first Ozzy song I ever heard. And figured lead in with that. Everything's going well, Will. All things considered, everything is going well. I just grinding at Insider Gaming. A lot of stuff to do. Debating on doing more on my own, like in addition to, not in spite of. Jacorium, you know it. You know that question's gonna come. And I'll clarify a couple things at some point. I will clarify some things with I'll clarify some things here. Let's see how this goes. I will clarify some things on the UFC because a lot of people keep asking for me. A lot of people keep asking about it and where it is, and I keep repeating myself. And I don't like repeating myself. I get frustrated repeating myself, but I get people want to know. I really, really get how it goes. People want it. And when UFC 5 was announced, the first week of July is when we got first information, right? And now we're into the end of July almost. And we are, we're not there. But I do know, I've said it before, and I'll continue to say it. The game, marketing-wise, is ready. It's ready to go. From a marketing standpoint, they're just waiting to. EA has their plan, whatever that may be. EA has their plan. I mean, look at the college basketball news, for example, right? Look at that news. They weren't ready to announce it, and then Matt Brown of Extra Points, great work he does, got the information and wrote the story. And I don't know why my stream is like popping like that, but he wrote this. They wrote the story, and then EA, in response to it, realized it. Jacorian, before FIFA or after, as far as the release, I believe it'll be after. There was part of me that felt they might have tried to get it out before, but I don't know. Like, there's still that end of August window, but I feel like if they're going to do it at the end of August, it's not. It just makes no sense to. So you have FIFA. So you have Madden mid-August. EA Sports FC 26 at the end of September. NHL 25 released the beginning of October. So NHL 26, you could probably do that like a week after. My guess, this is not a report, but my guess, you'd be looking at the you'd be looking at end of October. Like it was October, 26th or 27th in 2023 when it came out. It was that last week of October. And so I could kind of see it doing that again. I got tired of 5 within 2 months. I haven't touched 5 since December of 2023. That's when the last time I touched UFC 5. Will ESPN NBA 2K26 have ESPN? No. Nope. A lot of these companies, they don't care to do it. They just don't care to do those. The halftime and weekly wrap-up look pretty solid. You know what was a cool halftime? This made me think. This had me think before we work on this website while I'm logging in. Do you guys remember, because I don't know if you saw the report, first from the Sports Business Journal, but granted, I initially reported that 2K and EA were in on college basketball, but Sports Business Journal that 2K was still planning on college basketball. They were still planning on it. And I'm interested in how that's going to work. We'll talk about that later. But does anybody remember this? Hold on. Let me find it. Does anybody remember this? Anybody? Let's load this up.
Rite of spring, bringing with it excitement and emotion that can be found in no other sporting event.
Does
the
anybody
NCAA
remember watching
tournament.
this?
Your wait is finally over.
The College Hoops 2K. The 2K College Hoops selection show was so much better. Was so much better than EA's. So much better. Like, so teams on the bubble. This is 2006. Like, so much better. So much better. It was a case of they revealed, like the EA Sports ones, they would drop them just all at once. It was kind of frustrating. TP, thank you for the $2.99 super chat. I am good. Surgery was good. Surgery was good. I'm fully healed from the hernia. Was good. Now the next thing is, and we're not gonna get too down in the dumps here, is Friday I go for a scan on my neck. In the pre-hernia surgery checkup, right? The pre-hernia surgery checkup, I was having pain here. Went for an ultrasound, and they saw something that they couldn't figure out what it was on the right side of my neck, like right about here. So now after fighting with insurance, I go for an MRI on my neck. So 10 good vibes on that. Yeah, it was better hoops. It sucks that college hoops did so well. To be honest, neither did EA Sports NCAA basketball. It didn't sell the best either. That's why the Bannon case. The Bannon case or O'Brien case kind of killed it, but the selling point didn't do too hot. It will sell now. What's more far away? Dude, I don't know what's going on with Fight Night. I don't know what's going on with Fight Night right now. The last update I had was last year of that it's in process or in like it's back on the table. It's been all quiet. I honestly have no idea what's going on with Fight Night. Am I more excited for Call of Duty or Battlefield? Battlefield. Way more excited for Battlefield. Do I think it's going to be a better game? Maybe, maybe not. I'm nervous, but Call of Duty I'm kind of done with. I have no interest in Call of Duty. I got banned for my account got hacked and then it got banned. Like, what the hell am I supposed to do with that? That's my fault. So I like it's just a waste of time. I had to create an account. I lost years of account work and like just to play on my PlayStation. I had to create a new PSN name. So I think I'm done with Call of Duty. Any new on EA's new MLB game? There's never actually an MLB game. They were talking about it, but I don't believe it's moving forward at all. I know they got another Super Mega Baseball they want. I don't know when that's going to happen. Like the plan is for another Super Mega Baseball with MLB players or legends and whatnot like they've had. But I don't know what's going on with that. What do I think? What did I think of the whole SRS and JDR? So I'll tell you, I can't be objective with it. I have an extreme bias. JD I've always found to be a douche. Like a massive douche. And Sean has been nothing but great to me. Sean has been absolutely nothing but great to me. I was one of the first hires, freelance hires at Fightful when it launched in 2016. Worked there for a year and a half, then moved separate ways. And then I was brought back time and time again. Like I have my Fightful magazines. You could see one in the corner there. My first ever magazine cover story. Feature story. Was for Fightful magazine, and it was pretty freaking cool. And then I do the Fightful Presents. We have another one coming, launching soon. It's free. It's currently up for Fightful Select members on their $10 tier on the Spirit Squad. And now I'm working on the next episode, which is going to be on the retirements and returns of Bryan Danielson, Adam Copeland, and Saraya. TP, another super chat. Thank you. Watching Fantastic Four and Superman. Fantastic Four, I don't know if I'm interested enough. Superman, I was interested enough to give it a shot. And holy crap, I'm not a DC person, but that movie made me a DC person. It was so good. I went and saw it last night. Absolutely incredible movie. Do I think UFC comes out this year? Yes. Do I think personally it comes out this year? Yes, I do. It's hard for me to not think it comes out. But we are going to talk Fable in a minute. There's something we need to talk about on that too. We're gonna actually real quick. I'm gonna share the stream again because I want more people in here when I talk about it, so no one takes me out of context. No one does things they shouldn't, and you know. Did you guys watch Pokemon Presents today? Did you guys watch the Pokemon Presents? Dude, the fire. I don't want to give him the time of day. But the things I wish I could say, you know what bothers me? I've reported that jackass dozens of times. Dozens of times. And they always come back with they found no example or no violations. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, the dude is literally talking about, you know, my wife getting, you know, lack of a better term, dicked. Like, what? I just don't know. Elon doesn't. No. The popcorn fart does not care. He doesn't care. He doesn't care at all. I just hit the wrong button. There we go. He doesn't care. But the Fable stuff. So there was a story, right? There was a story that dropped. I can close Photoshop. You don't need to see Photoshop. Venom. Welcome, Venom. How you doing? Venom's one of the listeners over at Insider Gaming Weekly every Thursday at 4 p.m. on Insider Gaming's YouTube. But the Fable stuff, there's a report over the weekend about it slipping to 2027. Now, I'm not going to go out and say that's not happening. I can't go out and say that's not happening. But what I can tell you, or I don't want to say it's not happening. I want to say it's not guaranteed to happen. Like, there's nothing that suggests that it's going to happen right now. What I've been told, and it's not enough. I've been working on a Fable story for weeks for Insider Gaming, but I just haven't been able to get enough information. But the plan is still for... this is the information I have from talks. Again, I still don't have enough. This is just kind of like context because of what was circulated in the last day or so. Plan is still for 2026. Playground wants to avoid crunch and burnout at the studio as much as possible. With that, the game is progressing slowly, but Playground is okay with it generally. There's some frustration that they wish it was further along, but that's kind of the trade-off, and it's not a large-scale frustration. It could go to 2027, but that's not a decision that'll happen until there's absolutely no other alternative. All talk of a delay right now is pure speculation and nothing more. It's kind of like not saying it won't happen because like the GTA 6, when people were like, oh, it's not coming out till 2026, when that was first spewing in March of 2024, that wasn't decided. That wasn't decided until late 2024. This is kind of the same situation. There's no decision made about it being pushed. It's going to be like they're still moving forward with 2026. But it's also like I talk about it all the time on my personal site on MikeStarMedia.com. We talk about sources. I've written a story in 2023 about sources. Anonymous sources. Like for me, if I go to report something and I want to put an official report on it and write it for Insider Gaming or even put it on Twitter or social media or whatever. Or the Madden story. The Madden extension that's going to be happening. I have to hear it from at least 3 different ways. Depending on what it is. I have to be told by 3 different people. I have to see documents. If I get official documents and I hear it from one person, chances are I can run it. So, like, for example, a few years ago, I ran this story. I can't remember the game. It might have been Madden 22. New gameplay features. For Madden 23. I had written this story. Let's bring it over here, and I'll show it on the screen. So I had written this story for Sports Gamers Online. I was sent this document from somebody at the studio, and it was literally like overhaul of the passing mechanics with the touch passing and stuff. I got first-hand developer documents. With that, that's as soon as I verified they were legitimate, that's easy to run. So it all depends on the source, where you're getting from, what you're getting, and all that. Motorsport Games is at 3. Le Mans Ultimate launched in full today. Full 1.0. And you know what? Good for them. They're at 382. They were up 17% today. Or 4%. 4.5%. 17 cents. There are still developers there doing great work. Like, so I'm happy for them. Stephen Hood, it seems in the few conversations we had in the past, now I'm kind of, there with them. I don't really get talked to anymore after the reporting I get it. He seems to want to turn it around. I'm kind of surprised they're still around, but good for the people with jobs. The Goldberg MJF thing, I find hilarious. It's just a talking point. I don't see anything coming from it. I don't see anything coming from it at all. All right. I need the upload API controller because we need to default create. When you create, we need to default it to allow Steam. Allow non-Steam equal to 1. So we need to have it so people without Steam, without the game on Steam, can still download the mod, but they have to log in via Steam. So you know what? Let me do this real quick while we're doing this. We are working on, as I'm answering questions and talking and just hanging out, having a good time. We are, it would make sense. I could see it. I wouldn't rule out that it wouldn't happen. It's just, I don't see it happening. Unless it's a way, hey, we'll give you the run you want. So what we're doing is we're working on the new Pro Wrestling Mods website. Got this. You guys are some of the first to see it. I've shown some teases, but here we go. Gwimbly. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, the NASCAR Heat server, it's part of the deal. There's nothing they can do about it. That's just part of the deal with the license that was sold. They can't keep it online. So you can't really blame them. That's just part of the agreement. I'm spraying him with brown, dirty water. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Mr. Millipede will not be coming. But you'll be able to download. The wiki page doesn't work yet. It'll still go to, because I don't think I'm rebuilding the wiki page. It'll still go to this. It'll just be different. The Patreon will go to the Patreon, but now members, you're able to search members by name, search what you want. So you want members who primarily have uploaded characters. Here you go. You view their profile and it'll show you who they got. If they have more, blah, blah, blah. The Joe Hendry thing I don't care about too much because he's technically a TNA contracted wrestler. The Ray Phoenix thing bothers me. The Ray Phoenix thing, man, they've butchered that. They have butchered that, my friends. Updating the data. Staff dashboard, probably going to go to nothing. Role access, permission access, I'll probably hide that. And then, yeah, there's pending mods. These images aren't working because uploading. But, yeah, so, there's Gwimbly. And then if I want to delete or deny, I can just boom. And he's gone. And it's gone. And it's gone. So that's where we're at. I don't know. What are you guys thinking about the... I'm getting a text message. Let's see. Nothing bad. Nothing bad. The Aleister Black. What else do we got? Did I miss any chat messages? Oh, to fire several AEW grifter accounts. Dude, I don't get grifter accounts. I don't get the tribalism. I don't get any of that. It bothers me. It's dumb. It's really dumb. Like, it's really dumb. I don't get it. All right, so there's the website. We are currently adding. We need to upload protected. So we have that. Oh, did I not? I also need to do for date equal what? Carbon now. Dude, thank God for IntelliSense. And it kind of like Copilot is a great thing for helping. Because it just makes things easier. Because it knows, like, in this situation, like, why do I need to type all that out when it will just work? Oh, Directive 8020 delayed. Yeah. So, TP, thank you again for the super chat. You do not have to keep doing that. No one has to pay me to do this. Hopefully the ad revenue helps. But the Directive 8020, so I played it at Summer Games Fest, and it was fine. They say the feedback has been great. Supermassive Games has been in a weird place. I haven't heard specifically if there's any issues with... I just don't think it's a game that's going to draw much interest, so they're going to try and figure out the interest. But Supermassive Games is in a weird state. Earlier in the year, I reported that a Blade Runner game had been canceled. I had the full document. A Blade Runner game had been canceled. I've seen the document. I just don't get... I just don't know what's going to happen with that game. I don't see it doing well. I don't see it doing well. But then they've had a lot of string of bad luck at Supermassive. UFC 6... I know, it's a weird thing. All the sixes... And then Ozzy dies today. That made me sad. Man, this fish my buddy just caught. Fantastic. All right, so we got that. So what we're trying to do here is I need to set... We have the database that's off on the other screen I got. Oh, did 2K had anything for NBA? Did you see what their big new feature is for their big new feature for this year for My NBA is? Did you see? Did you see what it was? Hold on, let me find it. My NBA. So the full reveal is there, but where the hell is it? Where is it? Where is... Oh, it is here. My NBA. Don't worry. Their big feature for My NBA is dynamic banners. You'll see banners from your championships raised into the rafters. That's cool, but that's not a back-of-the-box major feature. That's a... Oh, by the way, we also added this. Not a big... That shouldn't be a selling point. That shouldn't be a damn selling point. Like, I don't get how that's a selling point. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I won't get it. They want you to get into things faster in the city. That's cool. Like, I haven't touched a NBA 2K. I hadn't touched NBA 2K in 3 years, and to be honest, there's nothing so far from just what they said. We have more details starting to come with gameplay and stuff. What next week? There's nothing that has me going, I need to do, I want to get back on this. Absolutely nothing. I know they did. I think it was a last minute decision, TP, to be honest. FC26 looks good. FC25, again, a game I played for a month. Luckily, I didn't buy that game. But it was a game I played for a month. Same with NHL 25, another game I only played for about a month. And then it was that. Should have added what Madden. That's the thing. Madden, I don't know. I'm still nervous. I'm still nervous about Madden. These are really stale. A world block game? What do you mean? A world block game? Open world? Yes. It's in the works. It's coming. Any news on a new lacrosse game? There is a college lacrosse game, like an outdoor field lacrosse game in development. It's going to be more on the arcade side of things. Less sim-based than the others past ones, but it's in the works, at least as of earlier this year. I don't know the latest on it, but I do know there is interest on the NLL side of a new indoor lacrosse game, but I don't think they've really opened up conversations yet. TP, to be honest, I haven't played college football. I've watched a lot of it with my boy Mills. I've watched a lot of it. He's playing it right now. But I don't want that. But I haven't touched it. It will not be. What have I been met? I have a feeling the halftime highlights will be that awful angle we saw. I hope they show broadcast highlights as well. Any cool Netflix shows to watch? I'm not a big show person. I will be watching Happy Gilmore this weekend, though. Friday night, my wife and I are doing a movie night, and we will watch Happy Gilmore. College football, I don't know. Like, I was super excited, but one, I have to be smart with my money. Don't worry. Winnipeg will say something about it. I have to be super smart with my money on it, so I can't really justify spending $70 right now on a game that I'm not sold on. Dude, that dude's last 3 tweets, or like 10 of his last like 13 tweets are all about me. Who would I want to be? So, TP, I'll be honest with you. Yeah, they're all in it. I don't know about Nikki. She probably is. But obviously in the trailers, we've seen the first 3. I haven't watched UFC in so long. I don't care enough anymore. I'm not a fan of the I don't want to get into that discussion right now. This is a place to hang out. But decisions and how UFC is run and all that, don't care. I just don't have any interest in doing anything with them. Any news from iRacing Arcade? Yeah, to fire. Any news on iRacing Arcade? I don't know. Their focus, I know it's a different team. I can reach out and see if they have any update on there, because the team I've been working with and talking to has been the NASCAR team, who they loved the interview. I'll say, like, there are a lot of people who are upset about that interview. I love talking with the NASCAR team. I love talking with the iRacing team. Tony Gardner, the president of iRacing, he is one of the most responsive people I've ever interviewed, ever talked to. Just an awesome dude. Awesome dude. And then Matt Lewis was fantastic. Yeah, so I'll reach out and see if I can get an update on it, Venom, but I'm not sure. It's just been, I think it's just a case of they're chugging away on it to see what happens. I mean, EA has a method to their madness, admittedly. Like, they know what they're doing, whether we want to admit it or not, or people want to admit it or not. they know what they're doing, and they'll continue to move forward doing things the way they want. Like, that's kind of how they function, if that makes sense. All right, I think we're good to test the date. So we got what we need here. Let's test the date. It's not gonna work with certain things, but we're gonna go to mods, mod data. We're gonna upload a mod. Test mod. Game is required. Category. We'll do that one. Thanks, Will. I thought he was great to talk to. Uh-oh. Did everything just freeze on me? There we go. We're back. I thought everything just froze and locked up on me. The interview went well. We talked for so long. We talked about a half an hour. We talked for so long. Or half an hour longer than what the interview was. Yeah, they know what they're doing. And there's more coming out. Like, I know the release date. I know when they were planning, but I can't say it. That was part of the deal. But do I have something ready to go? Yeah, damn right I do. Games. YouTube not receiving enough information. Is the stream before I talk? Is the stream okay for you guys? Let me know. Just yes in the chat, yes or no, because we had a little bit of hang up there, so I want to make sure. Is the stream all right for you guys? I would. TP. Any news on NHL 26? It's chugging along. There's a lot to worry about there. There's a lot to worry about there. It's not in a good place, to be honest, the NHL series. They have things they want, but they are so focused on the World of Chell and the Ultimate Team and the money-making modes that, like, I've heard of what they want to do with career mode, with the Pro. I just don't know when it's going to be implemented. It's been 5 years since the last major update to be a Pro, and it's the same intro every year for the last 5 years. The same one. Did it work? BR, boom. Yep. All right, we'll tag DX Spirit Squad, do the website, create a mod. So what it should do, no images. Did it work? Line break. And now when I go to the database, it should, hold on. Did it work? Did it work? Did it add a date? Yes, it did. Allow Steam? Yes, it did. Let's go. All right, that worked. Yes, and Splinter Cell Remake 2020. Splinter Cell Remake is coming. They obviously, the Splinter Cell Remake, it's at Ubisoft Toronto. The last I knew, sorry, I got a message that I need to reply to for work. The last I knew, they were hoping that it would be out next year, but they didn't want to commit to the date. That's what sources had told me when I reported at Insider Gaming. But do I know how long EA? I was just told years to come. I don't have a definitive answer on the date, and I don't want to put an answer on the date or exact money and stuff like that. Oh my God, can we talk? My God, look at this. You guys will appreciate this image. The Berenstain Bears try to make Goldberg happy. I can't. I can't. That's incredible. Oh, man, we're in the double-digit viewers, baby. How you doing, everybody? How you doing? Ask questions. Let's hang out. Let's look at this website. I'll be here because I want to get it deployed. Like, the big thing is we are going to try and deploy this for testing tonight. Gameplay they're still working on. I've heard rumors. Now, these are just rumors I've heard. I have not verified anything. I'm not reporting anything. Because if I have an official report, I'll post it on Twitter. Or I'll post it at Insider Gaming. But I've heard they are making kind of they're speeding up gameplay is one of the things I was told, but I don't know how accurate that is. But they want to make gameplay faster. I've also heard of presentation changes coming. I don't know if that means new broadcast. I tried to reach out to James Sobalski. He didn't answer on that question. He did not answer the question about it. But there are presentation changes coming. It is Ubisoft. Defire, it's going to be an exclusive. Everything that I've been told is that it's an exclusive. Okay. So now we need to try and deploy this. All right. Let's see. I need to prep what we have here. So we're going to clear this. We're going to clear this. We're going to open another. We're going to open a third one. And so we have that. We got that. I feel like we should be listening to some music in the background, but I don't want to get demonetized, so I don't know. You know what we're going to do again, though? There is a great cover that I want to listen to again in the background. It's just an instrumental cover of Mr. Crowley, the first Ozzy song I was ever introduced to. Ozzy was the first metal artist my dad introduced me to. Fell in love with metal. And Trivium. Fell in love with the genre. Where's my phone? Battlefield 6 launching in October. Rumors, insidergaming.com, but data miners, Russian data miners, have seemingly found a release date of October 10th for Battlefield. It's an instrumental cover of Mr. Crowley. I don't know if you guys can hear it in the background, but I don't want it to drown out too much. Thoughts on GTA 6? TP, thank you again. You don't have to keep doing it. I will tell you that. If I'm going to say I appreciate everything, though. The PS5 Pro thing, it's hard for me to believe any of it. It's hard right now for me to believe anything GTA related because there's so much out there. It is so hard for me to believe any of it. All right, we need to figure out how to do this. I've never deployed a Nuxt app to shared hosting, so I'm kind of in the... All right. What? Good start. I think it's going to be $80 for the base. I think it's going to be $80 for the base. Components, comment. I don't... Let's see. Layout. Default. Oh, that's why. Is that why? Well, do I even have a header? Components? Common? I don't even have a header, so what's the point? Yeah. I don't have a header. So we can get rid of it. We can just comment this out and try again. Let's see what it does. Any thoughts on the pricing? What happened to the announcement? What announcement? The UFC 6 one? Kappas, any thoughts on the pricing? Yeah. I don't like the pricing model for what they're doing. I'm not a fan of it. I get why they got to make money. The game still has sold well. It's sold around expectations. It's not like it's blown anybody out of the water. But they did, pay some fighters a lot of money, and they have to make up that money. They have to make up that money because in a sport like boxing, the names sell. The names sell. That's just how it is. Thoughts on the Venom game? I think that activation hack, we're going to turn that off before I get demonetized. I need to turn that off before I get demonetized. TP, I don't know. I can't. I talked about that already earlier. Like, EA has their own plan. I've said multiple times, like, they have what they want. They have it ready to go. Even $10 a fighter, like... $10 a fighter is tough, depending on the fighter. But at this point, who do you want them to add? Like, who really is worth adding at this stage that would get more people to play the game that aren't already playing it? They're going to keep updating the game until they announce the next one. Because when updates stop, it'll start to lean towards, hey, we're ready to go. All right, there's that. Projects, rebuild, front end. I should have a distribution folder. I do. It's right here. Wolverine, everything. I think that hack, the Insomniac hack, really screwed the pooch with a lot. I think they set back and they took a step back with everything. I honestly think they took a step back with everything. All right, let's try and get this deployed. So we got that. All right. The Anthony Joshua. Okay, yeah, I could. Pretty sure they have a deal with him in place, and they just haven't announced it yet. Let me. I want to say. I knew. Yeah, I knew. Jake Paul. Yeah, I believe Anthony Joshua. There's some sort of deal in place where he already has. Where he'll be added to the game. New top spin development. I feel like there is because it's being removed from PlayStation Plus. Usually when games get removed from PlayStation Plus, it's because they're gearing up for something new. And Top Spin and UFC 5 are being removed. Yeah, I feel like that's where we're at with that. Oh, man. This deployment stuff might be a pain in the ass where I can't do it on stream. Because I need to do a lot of reading. And sitting here reading is a case of boring you, and I don't want to bore y'all. So what do you got? What you got? TP, I can't thank you enough, by the way. TP again. I don't know if it's going to come next year. I don't know if Wolverine's going to happen. The industry is so weird. It's tough. We know it's going to be after March of next year. It's not going to be this fiscal year. We know it's the earliest next. But, shit. It feels like things are kind of in a weird... Don't be sorry. I think it's fantastic that college basketball will have a women's game. How much it'll get played, no clue. But I do think it is important for the game. Tennis deserves top spin. I don't know. I just don't know. I mean, it deserves a good game. I just don't know how big of a game it will be. How did we do numbers wise? Okay, that's good. That's good. Pre-orders for GTA 6 will start. You know, part of me thinks they'll be announced at the Game Awards. Or not at the Game Awards, but around the Game Awards. I think December. Saints are working to sign Julian Blackmon as a Honey Badger replacement. Good for them. They're going to be awful. I need to get that light out of my eyes. Oh, snap. The Undertaker chokeslam Trick Williams. Oh, yeah, they're in Houston. Man, The Undertaker's looking old. I mean, he is old. He's 60, but... Damn, son. Oh, man. 4 new UFL markets. Oh, UFL is leaving. Wow. 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 No PGA next year. Yeah, no, they release PGA every 2 years or so. They're not going to scrap NHL. NHL sells a lot in Europe and in Canada. How many games do I have on my wish list? Not a couple. Heroes of Might and Magic Golden Era. I don't buy games much, though. I have such a backlog of games, it's tough for me to buy anything. So, Michigan, Houston, Birmingham, and Memphis are all relocating for 2026. Teams will be in Boise, Columbus, Florida, and Kentucky. Absolutely madness. No, Undertaker's done. I am not excited for SummerSlam whatsoever. I am not excited. Like, I don't know. WWE has just been shit lately to me. I haven't watched it much. Just haven't watched it much. Dude, can we stop with this AI? Like, hey, let's give these guys hair. Like, stop doing that. Can 2K make a basketball game with EA? That's where it gets weird. So 2K's initial proposal was to make the game have college basketball be integrated in NBA 2K as DLC. EA's was for exclusivity. The CLC recommended EA's, right? The CLC's recommended EA's, which led to now they are now saying they want to do their own game. If the CLC goes with EA's proposal, there's just no way. Like, it's exclusive action simulation. Like, there will be no 2K game. Like, I just don't see two games. I don't see EA backing off after the proposal. I don't know if the CLC will go to EA after announcing it that they're making a game and go, hey, let's change it. Like, I feel like it's already been approved and accepted, and it feels weird, man. It feels weird. A Canadian football, there was one. It was bad. I got blamed. Did I ever tell you guys that story? So I did a video. Let's load this up. I think it'll be EA with the college and 2K with the pros, yeah. So I did a video. Let's see if I can find it. Top 10 worst football video games ever. So I did this video. Look, it's me. It may have been because there were no modes worth investing in, or maybe just the gameplay itself. But here. At number 4, we have Canadian Football 2017. Whenever you include a game like this on a list like this, it kind of feels like a cheap shot. Canadian Football 2017 was a game that was developed by one of the smallest indie teams with an even smaller budget. Still, it was a game that shouldn't have been released when it was. The gameplay was clunky, the AI seemed clueless, and it came with just one mode at launch to make it feel more like a demo than a final product. Even the player models, which weren't the worst looking graphics on the list, looked like plastic dolls with no real range of motion. So, I said that game should have been a college demo instead of, played more like a college demo than anything. And then I got blamed for them. The UFC 6 announcement, I don't know when it's going to happen. I get it. I don't know. I've said it multiple times. Marketing is ready to go. It's on EA. Like, I don't work there. I can't tell you. Like, I don't know when it's going to happen. Marketing has everything they need, though. They're just waiting on the green light to start posting. Kappas, thank you for hanging out. I appreciate it. Good night. Good night, sir. But I was told this inclusion, I was blamed basically for the inclusion of this game being on this list of an investor pulling out like $100,000 investment into the game. This future. Like, you're going to blame a YouTuber for a video that has 233,000 views now, but like, are you kidding me? You're going to blame me for having an opinion, and that's if somebody was willing to pull funding for a game, right? If somebody was willing to pull funding for a game at that point, it was never gonna happen in the first place. It just never was. It never, ever was. Plain and simple. Just never was. They blamed me. Hilarious. UFL. You think 2K should try a UFL game? I do know of a studio that UFL is in talks with. Can't talk about it, but there is a studio UFL is talking to, and they're quite far along. Whether it happens, I don't know. They haven't signed anything, but they're quite far along in discussions for a game. Man, these Bills red helmets. Oh my God, they're so good. Make them permanent. No other option. Make them permanent. Thoughts on Mafia? Not a series I've been too into. I like the story, but not a game I'll probably play. Mind's Eye was a bust. Mind's Eye, man, Mind's Eye, so bad. Oh, what'd you say, Defire? I didn't see the message. All right, let's see if I can deploy while we're talking. Let's see if I can multitask. All right, let's create the subdomains that I need. I need some subdomains. cPanel, domains. Let's create a new domain. Wait a minute. I need to... Let's manage this. What is this? Dev.pro... All right. Subdomains. Create a new domain. XFL game, which is... Yeah, I got what you meant. Defire. Okay, that's view delete. Yeah. It's not going to compete with Madden. That's the thing. A UFL game is not going to compete with Madden. It's just not going to happen. It can't. It won't. It's not happening. It ain't happening. Dude, someone found Mind's Eye right around launch. Someone posted a picture of Mind's Eye being found in a clearance bin in Walmart for $20. $20. Like, $20. $20. How big will the Game Awards be this year? I think pretty big. Personally, I think pretty big. I think Microsoft's going to have a big presence in some way. Because they're going to be celebrating 25 years of Xbox Like, it's going to be a big deal. Man, those red helmets. Those red helmets. I don't know if you saw them, but damn. 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 Look at them. Look at them. They need to be the permanent helmets moving forward. They just look so damn good. You like my singing? I don't think we're not gonna get a competitor. I just don't think. What would be cool if EA made a game and you get cut from the NFL, you can transfer. That would be I still would love a true NFL like minor league, development league, like contracted NFL players, like practice squad players and stuff are playing in the UFL. Like I would like that. Will it happen? Kind of like what they used to do with NFL Europe. They would send players over to NFL Europe. Clockwork Revolution, I don't know about that. If it is, I don't think it's going to. It's weird with Xbox because I want to say they're going to just start releasing day and date on PlayStation and be the third party. But I just don't know. Like, look how long it took Forza Horizon. Indiana Jones was a few months. Like, I feel like we might still see that 3. I'm more of a football guy overall. Between the two, I do love me some basketball, but man, this past NBA season was the least amount of NBA basketball I've watched. I need more defense. Like, not a Pistons fan, but that 21 years ago now, but that 04 Pistons team was the last, like, fantastic defense. All right, how do I create this domain? New site. ProWrestlingMods. All right, so there's that. Fable 2020. Yeah, I still think Fable. I'm still inclined to believe the people who tell me they're still planning on Fable next year. We're still next year. What the heck? One of those people turn off salary cap and franchise. Dude, I don't turn it off. I use salary cap for everything. Everything. Like, I need it as realistic as possible. On that note, guys, I think I am going to cave off. I need to get this site deployed to testing tonight, and I don't want to. I like, you guys don't deserve me to be too distracted by that. I do think I'm going to try and do this more often, whether it's during the day or night. It'll probably stick with exclusive to YouTube, just because I like it better. I do. I like it better. We'll see how it goes. But TP, thank you so much for your super chats. It means the world. William Faulkner, thanks for hanging out. Defired, Devon, however it's pronounced. Thank you. Thank you to Ghetto Truth, Kappas, everybody who's hung out tonight. I will see you next time. I love you all. I'm out.